Hi there. Are you an INTP? Are you looking to improve anything in your life? Well, listen to your favorite random guy on the internet that tells you things. So join me on this adventure where we explore the inner brain workings of our favorite robots, which INTPs are, and then hopefully we can find a way to make them better. Maybe, if that's what you want. So let's start with what INTPs like to do to see how we can improve. Because isn't improvement just doing more things that you like? Maybe. Don't ask me. Firstly, you are introverted, so you are private people. Your first cognitive function is introverted thinking, so you are focused on yourself and mainly your logical process. You want to figure out the world and its processes and then apply them in indirect manner because you are an introvert. You don't want to, your first instinct is not to go out there and do the things yourself, like really directly. You want to indirectly, so under the surface, behind the process, like behind the computer, like programming, let's say. You want to see and learn how things work, and then based on your logical conclusions, your own logical conclusions, because you look inside yourself, you want to come up with a way to improve the world and make and invent new things. You would rather figure out a process behind something and influence the world in that way. For example, you would think people need computers, but you would rather focus on inventing either a better computer or a cheaper computer rather than actually go out and selling the computers. All right, so next is intuition, and that is where you get your creativity from. You like to find and explore new ideas, and you are constantly on the lookout for new interests, and you want to use these new interests to help you figure out the processes behind things. So you look for new things to work out, to figure out how they work, what they're all about. Usually something is interesting to you because you are curious how it works. If something looks really easy and something's obvious, you're not going to take interest in it because it's not very interesting to you because you already know what it is and what's going to happen. So why do it? Why do it? So you dive deep and learn about any topic that interests you just for the learning's sake, because you want to gather the understanding of the processes that drive things. You like to experiment and see what works and what doesn't. But you are also perceiving, so that makes you open-minded and not attached to any one thing or any one interest. You're not that serious about life and not that concerned about real world. And you like to dream big. You like to dream big. You like having different points of view. You don't finish things just for the sake of it. If you start something, you do it as long as you see potential learning in it. And right after that's gone, so are you. Why would you keep doing something when you already know how to do it? Just to prove yourself that you already know what's going to happen? It does seem for INTPs a bit pointless to keep doing something when they already know how to do it. I mean, why would you? This is the reason why INTPs seem to procrastinate a lot. Because, let's face it, actually finishing things and doing things is basically doing things when you know how to do them until there's a tangible result. So that's for people that like to see the result of their work, which in INTPs, the result is the learning. So once they get the learning, that's their result. Because they're introverted, they're more concerned about themselves getting the result, which for them is the information. Information is gained, and they say bye-bye to whatever it was that they were doing. And that's how INTP cycle continues. They look for something to obsess over, to something that interests them, and they research madly for weeks or for days, depends on INTP, and they'll research it until they find what they were looking for, which is information, how things work, and then they suddenly drop it just before becoming good. Because as soon as they start to get good, that's a lot of times when an INTP does something, what they are looking for is do something for as long as they are proficient at it. And once they are, they know that they could be doing this, that they're capable, and they drop it then. So as soon as they start getting good, that's when they drop it. And it seems insane for people that want to finish things. I mean, why would you stop just when you are getting better? But it makes perfect sense for INTPs. At least when they are aware of what they're doing, which is maybe why this video is being made right now. Just so you are aware that this is the process that happens to you if you are an INTP. And then, to be fair, a lot of them, when they are going through the cycle, as soon as they drop something because they're no longer interested in it, they get a bit upset, a bit sad. They want to say depressed, maybe. It's just a phase until they find something, because they get attached sometimes. Because the world is how it is, they are always looking for that one thing to do. But it's very hard for them because, like I said, once they know it, they want to switch. But the world around them wants them to keep doing one thing. So when they lose interest, they are a bit upset with themselves because of how they are. And they really want to find some new interest to fill the void and to feel like a normal human again with being productive, let's say. So let's see how we can do something about this. So it's less, the cycle isn't negative one, and it ends up with INTPs being sad, because no one wants to see people sad. INTPs as well. People call them robots, but they're not. They're warm inside. They have some feelings. They just don't express them that much, and they forget about them. Okay, but let's see what we can do. The trick here is to stop trying to force one interest, especially trying to force it just by your own will, because your own will switch. It's basically you yourself trying to stop yourself from helping yourself. So you need to stop trying really, really hard to stay with one thing, especially on your own. Instead, allow yourself to research and hop between interests, but always do some small project that you can show to others. So in each of your interests, once you know how to do things, show it off. Show people that you can do it by doing a small projects of sorts, but do it in indirect manner. I mean, sometimes you can just go straight to people and tell them what you can do, but it's not as effective. Do something indirectly. So write a little program or whatever your interest is right now. Show it off in some fashion, put it on the internet and get some other people's feedback on it. Even if it's really, really small. Just make it small and doable. Because you are prone, as a intuitive and a perceiving type, to dream really big. So your projects inside your head get really ambitious, because especially once you learn how the process works, you know you are capable of doing great things, and your imagination just runs wild with what you could do with it. And that's great, but because you can't finish things, and because now you're not that interested in that thing, you shouldn't really aim for big projects, at least not at the start. Just do something small, and do something that you feel like it's a bit practical, because INTPs do like practical things as well. So your weakest function is extroverted feeling, which is basically social life, caring about other people's feelings and opinions. And because this is your weakest function, you can be a bit lacking, but we can use it to your own advantage. Because INTPs love, even though they say they don't care about other people and things like that, they do love to impress others with like new inventions and new things that they learn. That's why you get INTPs that are either not talking to you at all, but once you ask the right question about something they know something about, or how it works, or you say something wrong about something they know, the gates will open and they will tell you, and you won't be able to shut them up, because they want to show others how much they know about things, especially about the processes that go on that people miss and INTPs don't. That's what they like to find. But it fuels INTPs when someone is waiting for them to finish. When someone is waiting for INTP to show off their new, especially like new and fresh skills that they just learned, then INTP just will do great things just to show people what they just learned and what they know about things, and how clever they can be with things they find out and the experiments that they make. So they want to indirectly show others what they learn, and this is how they can. They learn about new things and then do the smallest project you can share with other people for feedback. And right after that, you can switch to other interests if you feel like it. You can just keep hopping on between interests, and don't let yourself get pigeonholed into one thing. With time, you will learn skills because you learn really quickly and you have vast different interests. You are always valuable, but you just don't want to use it. You know what I mean? If you are at work and someone tells you to do something, you do it really quickly, really efficiently, and in really skillful manner. So as you go through life, doing small projects about the things that you learn, you gain the skills of the things that you are interested in, and that will become helpful in future. And as you do small projects and show other people what you did, when you get positive feedback, it will propel you to make more things, especially usually in the things that you are interested in. So all is left is you to go out, learn something that you're interested in, and just show off to others. Show them off what you learned, how quickly you can learn, and how smart you are. Just don't be pretentious, okay? But go out there and just learn, just gather knowledge, and then just share it with us, you know? People like to hear what INTPs have to say and how things work. At least I do. So do it for me. Have a good day now. Goodbye.